Hello team, welcome back to V Project UK. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing whether you should be using an isopropyl alcohol as a panel prep wipe, or you should be using a dedicated product such as Geon Prep when it comes to the final preparation of your panel before you apply a wax, a sealant or a ceramic coating. So without wasting too much time, let's start the video. So if you're into your detailing, you will most probably be aware that when you use your favorite compound or your favorite polish, such as the Meguiar's Detailer D300 compound we have here, using your favorite polishing machine. Here we have the ShineMate EB351 515 cordless polishing machine. You will then have your residue, which you need to wipe away. So you'll get your microfiber towel, wipe away any residue, and you'll think that that is now clean. However, what will happen is that a lot of the polishes and the oils that are in the compounds or polishes will still be actually left on your panel itself. And unless you wipe those away, those oils and carrier oils and solvents can actually inhibit your wax, your sealant or your ceramic coat from bonding onto the actual panel itself. The whole point of doing it is that you correct the panel to get rid of as much of the scratches and holograms and surface imperfections as possible. You then want to make sure that you wipe away as much of those oils and carrier solvents away so that when you do spend the time and effort to apply your wax, your sealant or your ceramic coating, you know that you're getting the maximum bonding to your panel and that it's going to last as long as is possible. So this is where your panel spray wipes come into it, your panel prep wipes, because you want to get rid of those as best as possible. And there's two methods which we'll discuss now. So the first option you have in getting your panel completely clean, ready for your protection of choice, is to use an isopropyl alcohol. Now in the UK, the laws might be different in the country where you're watching this video, but in the UK we can actually get 99% pure IPA, which is great because you can mix this down into the required dilution as you can with whatever IPA you buy and use this as a panel prep wipe. As I say, we're quite fortunate we can get 99%, and this 5-litre container will last some time. Because when you mix this, the ideal mix is roughly 20%. So if you get somewhere between 20 to 22% is absolutely ideal. We've tried various concentrations and we find that 20% is just about the sweet spot because you'll get the right level of cleaning, but it's not too aggressive, and you can use this for many different applications, which we'll discuss in a while. So the first option is to use an IPA spray. Now, the advantages of using an IPA spray are that it's cost effective because you can buy this 5-litre container, which in the UK costs about £12, so it's really cost effective. Mixing this 1 to 4, you will basically get about 25 litres of product when you actually dilute it down. So it's really cost effective, and a lot of detailers buy IPA sprays for that very reason. The disadvantage with IPA sprays is that it is just an alcohol mix, and although it's great for cleaning, the very nature of alcohol means that it evaporates extremely quickly. So if you're using an IPA spray in a small area, you will find as a panel prep wipe, it's actually not too bad. However, when you come into larger areas, what you'll find is that because the IPA spray is evaporating very quickly, although you think you're actually cleaning the panel, you'll clean it to a certain extent, but when it evaporates to a certain point, you'll find that it's not as effective as cleaning, and all you're doing is smearing the oils and solvents that you might have on your panel. So for small areas, it's good, but for large areas, we would avoid using it because, as I say, you will just smear. You'll think you're cleaning the panel when actually you're not, because the alcohol has evaporated to a point less than 21%, and now you're actually just smearing the oils that are on the panel, probably over the areas that you initially cleaned anyway. So as a demonstration, obviously you get your microfiber towel, spray some IPA solution onto your microfiber towel, and then wipe your section. And as you can see, hopefully in this video footage, hopefully it's coming across, but it evaporates very, very quickly. And you can actually see some rainbow in there where there is some oil. Hopefully that's coming out in the video. So as I wipe, I think I'm cleaning, but now it's evaporated to a point where if I had any oils that were in the outer areas or somewhere else, it's now just re-spreading over the panel areas that I've cleaned. So for large areas, detailer's top tip, avoid using an IPA spray because you might not clean it fully. So there's the first method and the advantages and disadvantages. So the second option and the second method is to use a dedicated panel prep wipe, something similar to Gyeon Q2M Prep. This is a dedicated oil and grease remover, and the crucial difference between something like a panel prep spray and your IPA spray, which you've mixed previously, is that the panel prep spray will contain degreasers, and that is the crucial difference. Although these panel prep sprays, something like Gyeon Prep or Sonax Profiline Prepare Finish Control, are, especially in the case of Gyeon Prep, predominantly alcohol based, the fact that it has the degreasers is the crucial difference, because although it will evaporate very quickly, it's the degreasers, not the alcohol, which is doing most of the work, and that is what is going to clean your panel. You have to remember that when you've come in to prepare your entire vehicle or your panel, you've spent some considerable time and effort correcting that panel, getting rid of all the imperfections as best as possible to whatever degree you want to remove them. And you want to make sure that you clean it first time properly, so that when you come in with your protection, it's going on with the maximum adhesion. So although the main disadvantage of this against the IPA is that it's not as cost effective, because something like this, which is 500ml, will cost you around £12 in the UK, you're knowing that you're getting a product that's going to clean in the first go. So very similar to the IPA, what you would do is you would get your microfiber towel, give it a quick shake, just spray a few sprays onto your towel, and then wiping your panel, you can actually feel the difference. You can feel there's slightly more lubrication in this because it's the degreasers. It's not flashing quite as quickly, but it is flashing. But you know that when you come back in flipping the towel to wipe off any excess, that as it evaporates, the degreasers have cleaned off any polishes or oils or solvents you might have on your panel, and your panel is now perfectly clean, ready to accept any protection you might want to put on there. So just flipping the towel again, giving it the final wipe. As you can see, it doesn't flash as quickly as the isopropyl alcohol, which means you're going over it properly to make sure everything's cleaned away. And you now know that the panel is clean, ready to accept your protection. So those are the main advantages and disadvantages between an isopropyl alcohol and a dedicated panel prep spray like Gyeon Prep. And we're just going to touch on a few other factors now and give you some detailer top tips. So first detailer top tip is that isopropyl alcohol is really good for cleaning your windscreen wipers. If you're going to use it for small areas, you can do, but you'll find that it's really good at actually cleaning your windscreen wipers to make sure they're perfectly clean, to get rid of any oils or anything you might have on there. So that's one good area to use it for. Another detailer's top tip for you is that our preferred panel prep spray is Gyeon Prep, because we find that it works with the majority of compounds and polishes that we use. However, all manufacturers will make their compounds and their polishes differently to each other. For example, Sonax might use very different oils or carrier solvents to Meguiar's, who might use different oils and carrier solvents in their compounds and polishes. And what you'll find is that some panel prep sprays, such as Gyeon Prep as mentioned before, are predominantly alcohol based, whereas something like Sonax Profiline Prepare Finish Control is solvent based. Manufacturers will make their products to actually work within their line of products. So for example, Sonax would have developed their panel prep spray, which is a Profiline Finish Control, to work with their Sonax Profiline range of polishes and compounds. So if you can, and we've mentioned this in our previous videos, stick to the family, you'll find that they generally will work better with each other. So if you've got something like Sonax Perfect Finish or Cutmax, you'll find in general the Sonax dedicated panel prep spray will work better with these. However, having said that, we find that Gyeon Prep is such a good product, and one that we use for a reason is because it generally works with most compounds and polishes and will clean your panel fantastically. I'm not sure if it's come out, but just by using the Gyeon Prep on this section, which we demonstrated, it actually cleaned it much better than the isopropyl alcohol did. Not sure if it's coming across in the video, but in the flesh I could see that it actually cleaned much better because it is such a good product. So, detailer's top tip, if you can stick within the family, because there will be different manufacturing products used for the family, try and stick to them. However, Gyeon Prep works well with most of the compounds and polishes out there. So, we hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, make sure you press the bell icon to get alerts for future videos, make sure you check us out on Instagram. If you're watching this video, please make sure you do subscribe, because each subscription really helps us and will help us in the future on this channel, and also it will help us produce content for you in the future. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.